Yo, what's going on? It's someone that's no one, and welcome back to some dream journals. Where we look at the crazy happenings that happens during our sleep that we may or may not choose to be aware of. Today, I got two different reports for you guys from a couple years back that I wrote down. The first one's pretty short, and both of them kind of stupid, but dreams are what they are. Now, I don't know exactly what we're going to title this. That's normally how it goes with these dream reports, but it's probably going to be something like teacher gives me ecstasy or something that, pretty much happens during one of these dreams. And if you do have one of your own dream reports that you'd like to share, feel free to send it in at the usual email, and I'll be happy to present your dream. But without further ado, let's dive right into this. So this first one is a short one because I hardly remember it, and honestly, it didn't really make a ton of sense of why shit happened the way it did, but dreams are like that sometimes, so we're presenting it, and that's why we have a double dream today. So anyways, it was a nice day out, the sun out, and all that, and I was just trying to get home. For whatever reason, I was by the train station. There was this lady there that I didn't even know, but in the dream, I acted like I knew her. She had to be in her 40s or something, and she had 2 kids with her. Now, for whatever reason, she wanted me to take them on a bike ride. I happened to be riding my bike home at the time. Her kids were probably like 5 and 3. I don't know whose bright idea this was, but she wanted the 5-year-old on the handlebars and the 3-year-old kind of like on the back wheel. And just to keep it short, shit was not going to work out, and I just happened to notice as well that I had 2 flat tires, so shit definitely wasn't working out. I didn't tell her this, and she starts to get mad, and I'm like, bitch, this wouldn't work out in the first place. I'm just trying to go home right now. And then she started to offer to like fix my bike, and I wasn't about to refuse and say no, because I still had to ride back home. And randomly, there's this dude walking down the street, playing some Juicy J out his speaker, and I didn't know who this guy was either. I think he may have went to my school possibly, but right down the road, there was a football game he was going to. He said what up to me, and that's it. That's all that dream that I remember. There may have been more, but, sometimes that's all you're left with. So for this next dream, there are parts I probably missed out on, but fuck it, right? I'm probably always missing out on parts anyways on dreams, so I'll start off with the part I remembered the most. Now, I was back in school, chillin', coolin'. Your boy's just doing him. So I visit my old math teacher. I forgot his name, honestly, but I did have some respect and pity for this guy. Now, just for the sake of the story, we'll call him Mr. Cap. I don't know what kind of name that is, but we're going with it. So, Mr. Cap was my math teacher, and he was in a wheelchair and had some sort of disability. What disability? I wish I remembered that detail too, but I'm going to guess it's something like ALS or Parkinson's disease, because he was losing control of his body, I think. Now, due to his disability, he was kind of a shitty teacher and struggled a lot. Most people would give him a hard time. Some of his students did. Some other teachers did. I know, like, the school board did. Like, when he would write, his handwriting was just, like, atrocious scribbles that, like, no one could read or understand. And, like, it led to a bunch of students, I think, failing the math test. And long story short, I think next semester, like, they just got rid of him. But anyways, we're not really for him. It sucks for him, but we're here for this dream. Now, I never really talked to Mr. Cap just to avoid awkward moments, but for whatever reason, I decided to talk to him this day. I remember I was looking for advice, and he seemed like a decent option. Now, this happened like a year after I had his class, so I wasn't even his student anymore, and he was like, "What's up?" as I went up to his desk. And I'm like, I think I need some help on this. And we had a little short conversation, but eventually I got to the point, what do you think I need to learn first before trying to learn quantum mechanics? Now, in real life, I actually had a book about quantum mechanics just to see what it was all about, and definitely one of the most challenging things for me considering I had no learning of calculus or anything really to set me up for that. But before he could help me out, his class was about to begin. His students start coming in, and one of them I recognized from another class. A girl I thought that was, fairly attractive, along with another blonde girl who I didn't even know, and she stood out as well. Now for some reason, before everyone sat down, they all lined up in the back. Like people had to pick their seats or some shit. But I have no idea why. But both of these girls I just mentioned started giving each other dirty ass looks. And I remember I tried to join in on this shit, but it just wasn't working for me. And the class eventually sat down, and Mr. Cap was cool with me staying there for class. Now there was another girl there that I used to hang out with a lot, and she saw me and she was excited. We'll call her Lilia. And I think this kind of pissed off Mr. Cap, because Lilia just wouldn't shut up when he was trying to teach. And I wanted her to shut up too, because like I didn't want to get kicked out. But I remember this happens and a day goes by. The next day I come and visit Mr. Cap again, stay for his class, and basically the same shit happens. Lilia doesn't shut her damn mouth, and Mr. Cap gets pissed off, but doesn't kick me out. And again this happens a third day, and on the third day, there's this substitute teacher there. It's this lady, and I swear the dumbest shit happens. So this lady just walks up to me and gives me an ecstasy pill as an experiment. Yeah, an experiment. And of course, only in your dream, some shit like this will happen, but I was worried as fuck at the time too, because I did have an upcoming drug test in real life, and I took the pill, and I was just thinking, fuck, I'm gonna fail this shit now. But that never happened, and basically, the next thing I remember is it's after school. I'm at Walgreens with this girl I've never met before, but we're having fun in this playpen. Like kind of the ones you would find at McDonald's. And I know Walgreens doesn't have those, but in my dream, this one did. And for whatever reason, my dog was there also, and I had to watch my dog too at the same time, just to make sure she wasn't going to run away on me. Basically, to keep it short, this girl ended up wanting to have sex, and I was down, but I had to drop my dog off first at my house. Now I get the dog in my car and start to pull off, but I'm approached by 3 dudes. One of the dudes I actually knew and was cool with, so this kind of makes no sense, but one of them's like, yo homie, stop the car. Now for whatever reason, I didn't lock the doors, and they opened it, but didn't even get in. I slowly drove off, and I think they wanted to rob me, but for whatever reason, my foot was stuck on something, and I couldn't press the gas pedal, and they caught up to me. And I was worried as fuck they were going to carjack me or something, but I woke up before any of this went down. Anyways, that's the story. Again, they don't make a whole ton of sense, but they're a series of arbitrary random events that may mean something. I think the events in dreams are, interesting and entertaining to hear regardless. So if you want to see more of these, let me know. If you have any requests for anything, let your boy know, and I'll get on that. It's been Someone That's No One, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.